Alright, today I want to show you how to make a latte at home for about $1.25 without an espresso machine. The only extra equipment that you're going to need is a French press. The one I picked up is from Target. I'll put a link to that item on the description of this video. And I also picked up a milk frother from Bed Bath & Beyond, which does a pretty good job of aerating the milk for me. So here we go. Let me move this down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I usually make two at a time just because it's a little bit easier to do that with the French press. The first thing you want to do is start out by warming up the water in the French press, and I usually do that in the microwave. So I do a cup and a half of water in the French press, and I know exactly how much that is on the outside lines here, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Right about there, cup and a half, and then I put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes. Your microwave might be a tiny bit different than that. You basically want to get the water just hot enough to where it's not boiling, but almost boiling. So here we go, 3 minutes. All right, I'm back. So the water went in the microwave for about 3 minutes. It's nice and hot, maybe 200 degrees, but not quite to the point of boiling. So the unique thing about a latte is it's really just two ingredients. It's really just espresso and steamed milk. And the way I make the espresso without a machine is I use the French press and make it double strength. And the reason I use the French press is because it typically produces a really great crema on the top of the coffee, which is a very unique characteristic of espresso. And then obviously the strength of the espresso is what else makes it unique. So what I put in was 4 tablespoons of ground coffee, and then you're going to want to stir it up with a wooden spoon. And then we're just going to let that steep for a bit. Depending on the darkness of the water, you'll let it steep a couple of minutes. And I'll let that sit over here while I prepare the flavoring for the lattes. What I'm going to do today is a salted mocha latte, and I do the ketogenic diet, which is high in fat, low in carbs. So what I start with is a teaspoon of cocoa powder, cocoa powder is really high in antioxidants and low in carbs. So I put a teaspoon of cocoa powder in each cup. These are 10-ounce coffee mugs, by the way. That seems to work best for this recipe. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of Truvia, which is a natural sweetener. Truvia is my favorite. I'm not a fan of Splenda. And I'm obviously not a fan of sugar since I'm doing the low carb thing. And I have tried the store brand Truvia, and it doesn't really work that great. So I actually use regular Truvia. Seems to taste a bit better. And then as for the coffee, because we're just adding flavor to it, it really doesn't need to be anything special. I do the Kroger brand Colombian coffee. It tastes great, and the price is right. So don't go spending a ton of money on your coffee grounds. And then a little secret ingredient, I like to add a pinch of salt. Tends to add a bit of flavor. And as you know, I like to use the real salt, which is actually called real salt. It has all the trace minerals and micronutrients that your body needs to absorb the sodium. So here we go. Now what you're going to want to do is we'll grab our coffee, and we're going to go ahead and press it. Let me go ahead and show you that nice crema that we've got going on the top there. It's the layer on the top that is actually an emulsification from the coffee oils. You don't get that when you use a regular coffee maker because it's filtered out in the paper filter, but because there's no paper filter in a French press, we'll maintain some of that. Then you go ahead and press it. And what we're aiming for in both of these cups is about a half a cup of coffee. double strength coffee, obviously. So since I've got 2 cups, I'm just going to share it evenly. But if you're big into measuring things, it's going to be about a half a cup each. When you get to the end of the French press, you do need to let it kind of sit there for a bit and let all the water drain out of those grounds, all the coffee drain out of those grounds. So now we've got about a half a cup of double strength coffee in each one of these, in addition to the cocoa powder, the Truvia, and a pinch of salt. Now you're just going to want to give it a quick stir. All right, now on to the milk. So this milk frother I just picked up from Bed Bath & Beyond. It works great, and I'm going to use half and half. You can use whatever milk that you want. The nice thing about half and half is it barely has any carbs in it, and in my opinion it tastes much better than regular milk. So for 2 cups, for 2 lattes, I'm going to do about 3/4 of a cup and put it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. And we obviously don't want this to boil either, so I'm going to heat this up and be right back. All right, I'm back with my 3/4 of a cup of half and half that I warmed up for about 1.5 minutes. Like I said, you can use skim milk, you can use 2%, whatever you prefer. So now what we're going to do with this milk frother, all we're really doing is introducing air into the milk. And what I'm looking to do is expand that, the volume of this milk by about 100%. So we're going to try and double it in size. That's going to give you the texture that you're used to in a latte. So the way this works is you just pump it until you've got a good consistency. I think I'm going to probably pump it about 30 or 40 times. Let's see what we have here. As you can see, it's expanding. Apparently, the higher the fat the milk has, the better the texture will be, which is maybe the reason that the lattes made with half and half is called a breve latte. That's probably why they taste so delicious. All right, as you can see, it's expanding pretty good here. We're going to get it up there a ways before we empty it into the cup. All right, now see how we've doubled in size there. I'll give it a few more pumps and then we'll go ahead and dump it in. All right, and then you just pull out the screen. I like to dump it in almost immediately. And we'll split it 50-50, half in this one, the other half in this one. And you're going to want to get all that foam on the top there because that's really going to give it some great texture. Perfect. And obviously I saved room for whip. Whip is something you'll get good at the more you do it. I like to add 1 layer of whip on the bottom and then do another layer on the top. And then I like to put a little dome on it. Just like that. And then I like to give it some chocolate shavings or something along those lines. So I picked up some mini chocolate chips and I just add like a little pinch. There we go. How to make a latte at home for $1.25 with no espresso machine. Also, if you would do me a favor and like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube page, I would very much appreciate it. Have a great weekend.